toast to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hemp hard, legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Sean Mack. Let's talk some damn sports.
Thanks for tuning in. Sports Fans Only Boxing. See Anthony back with another video. On deck today we have the Deontay Wilder, the Bronx Bomber, his war of words with his coach, former trainer, Mark Breland. This all came about yesterday. It's kind of funny, kind of pathetic. It's definitely something to talk about, so I'm going to hop into it. Yesterday, Mark Breland was, I believe he's in the UK. Definitely he was across the ocean, and he was talking, probably like a 2-hour-long interview, which he was talking about the Tyson Fury and Deontay fight. Then he kind of just elaborated on Wilder for a little bit. So I'll just go over some of the things that he said. He said that Deontay would never beat Fury, whether if he cheated or not. He says Deontay doesn't jump rope. He doesn't like to put in the running. He doesn't like to hit the heavy bag. He doesn't like to hit the speed bag. And I believe it showed a little bit. I do have a question for Mark Breland that over the years he didn't correct that and put the hammer down and make him train a little bit harder, a little bit different. Maybe could have helped out with his discipline a little bit. But I find it very interesting that he had to come back. I do feel like he had been under attack for the last couple of years. He definitely was. Deontay claimed that he spiked his water. He said that he turned his head on the Tyson Fury corner, but Mark Breland was never over there watching the hand wraps. I believe that was Diaz. I might have the wrong name, but it definitely wasn't Mark Breland over there in the corner. So that's some things I just want to talk about with him. I kind of understand why he's pushing back on Deontay. He has pride. He's a man. He has to defend himself a little bit. It's like been a barrage of bad videos about him. A lot of Deontay Wilder fans always think that Deontay can't really, you can't criticize him. A lot of times they want to bring up the black issue where Mark Breland is black also, so I really don't get that. A lot of accusations thrown at Sugar Hill in the Crunk Gym. I think those guys are legit. That's only opinion. I've never been to the Crunk Gym, don't even know these guys. Just speaking off the track record, the past, the resume, that I don't really see cheating. That could happen, but cheating and not talking about Deontay, I have to say, a lot of things people overlook with Deontay. First, you know what? Back it up a little bit. I talk about some of the other things he talked about in his interview, which he didn't talk about boxing. That was confusing to me because he never said in his interviews that I'm in the gym, I'm training, I'm getting better, I'm correcting my mistakes, I'm maturing, I'm getting experience, I'm sparring. A lot of heavyweights, a lot of boxers, period, they don't like to put in the hard work with the jump rope and things like that. Bring up some names. Tank Davis, he likes to spar and demolish people. He doesn't like to hit the road work. He doesn't like to hit the gym, the speed bag. Same thing with Deontay, and it kind of shows, but at the heavyweight division, you got to be really on point with this kind of things. Another thing he kept bringing up in the interview is that he thinks Mark Breland is jealous. Mark Breland doesn't have a lot of money, nothing to do with boxing. Deontay is saying things like he'll die rich, things like that. Nothing to do with boxing, bunch of excuses. So I really don't get what Deontay is doing right now. I look back at his resume, watched a couple of his fights over the last couple of days, and on his resume, besides the Ortiz, I believe it's Luis Ortiz, he doesn't have a bunch of things on his resume that people can stand on and say, well, he did this. You can't pull up things from his resume where he outshined a young boxer on the come up that was undefeated. All of his matches were against guys that you could just say Deontay will win. You just never knew what round it was going to happen. So Deontay, I feel like his career might be over. Mark Breland said the same thing. So I kind of see it that way. I don't see room for him. You got Tyson Fury, you have AJ, you have Joshua, and Deontay falls maybe in like number 6 to 7 down there. Cruiserweight might be a good option for him. He has small ankles. You know, those small ankles and his chin, it's not a good combination. He doesn't really have a jab. He really can't fight in the inside. He really can't fight going back. Going back to the Tyson Fury fight, before hands were even put on him, 8 seconds into the first round, he's on the back foot. He looks constipated, nervous. He's not really fluent. His hands aren't even up. He doesn't really, he doesn't have a high guard. His hands are around the midsection area. You might can shoot your jab to the body on that, but you really can't get the hook off. You really can't get the 1-2 right there. He doesn't have that kind of speed that I was talking about, the Tyson Fury, Lennox Lewis, some of those guys even had. And I'll back up a little bit more, Deontay. Sorry about that, man. Somebody banging on the door. Thought it was some crazy-ass Deontay Wilder fans. But back at it, you know what I was saying. Deontay, he had a shot at Klitschko first. He had a shot before AJ. He had a shot before Fury. So he didn't want the smoke. Now it seems like it's been a bunch of years since he's actually been in the ring. It hasn't, in all actuality, but it's time to get back in the ring. You know, we all take losses. His pride's hurt. Sometimes you just have to admit, you know, I got beat by a better man. Maybe the circumstances weren't right. Maybe your camp wasn't right, but it's all on you, Deontay. You have to be the one to step in the ring, get it done. Maybe you need a couple tune-ups, but you should be fighting right now, because I understand what you said, that you have the money, but the work that you did in the heavyweight division is not gonna like transcend generations. You'll be forgotten about real quick. You'll be the dude from the Bronx who used to hit hard, and then they'll forget about you. So this isn't a shot at him or anything, or his fans, because I know Deontay, I'll just say it, Deontay has the craziest fans in the sport. And it's real funny. So I'm going to just say thanks for tuning in to Sports Fans Only Boxing. C. Anthony, back with another video. Sean Mack on production. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.